Koji's in here.
Hello everyone, this is the Elmhurst Classic race. This is the Cat 3-4 race. This is happening just 40 minutes after the previous race, the 4-5 that I was in. I am gassed. I know that I'm not going to be in contention to win this race. It is even hotter at this point in the day, and so I started at the back. Last year, the Cat 3-4 was the most dangerous. There's a couple of big crashes from dumb choices that the Cat 3-4s were making, and I didn't want to be in that because I'm not going to win anyway. Let's not get hurt. And so I started at the very back, which was not the smartest move. I should have, but already look at that. I probably should have started maybe 25% away from the back because I wanted to tail gun and not use as much energy so I can stay in this race as long as I could. And I ended up needing to close up gaps pretty quickly. So I ended up using a decent chunk of energy, probably pretty close to what it would have been at the front. I'm noticing just now, I don't know what's up with my little meter bars there. Hopefully it's just the preview that my program has that are making it freak out, but it looks like I gotta tune those settings a little bit to make them clearer. But yeah, this is the Cat 3-4 race. It wasn't that much faster than the Cat 4-5. It was the same amount of time, and I end up getting pulled halfway through. That's why this video is shorter. Spoiler, spoiler. So, gonna stay on as long as I can, which isn't that long, and just have a good time out in the heat. here's where tail gunning when tired really hurts. This guy in front of me lets the gap form on the uphill into the wind. I'm sure most of the people at the back of this ride were also in the 4.5, so I don't blame him for being tired. I'm just as tired as he is. But he let that gap open up, and now that's like a pretty big gap now out of nowhere. And I'm already gassed. I've already closed a gap or two. He's gonna look back at me like, you ready to pull through? And I'm like, no. I'm tired, man. I'm not, like, and that gap's too big at this point. Like, it's too big.
I got no juice, man.
And so, yeah, I'm out. Like, I knew at this point, like, yeah, that gap is there, and if he's not gonna pull it back, well, then, you know, I get a couple laps of time trial effort, and then I get pulled. So I was like, yeah, my legs aren't there. I'm tired. I'll just watch. And then, yeah, we almost catch him here, but like I said in the other video that I hope you guys watched, this turn right after the chicane is really tricky, and it throws you outside if you're not prepared for that. And one of the Team Wisconsin guys right there obviously didn't pre-ride that at speed, and he gets thrown in that corner. That happens almost every race where it's not people forcing you outside on the line, it's just the way that road is crowned right there. It like forces you way outside. And so that was one of Team Wisconsin's members down. They ended up still winning with one less in their lead-out train, which is pretty impressive because they didn't bring too many people to this race for the 3-4. Oh, see, we almost catch him there. I think if I just turned that corner a bit better, if I turned that corner a bit better, I would have been back in the pack. But at this point, I was so tired that, you know, I've been in this race for 4 miles. That's plenty for me. Alright, at this point, the moto's passed me up. I'm basically out of race contention at this point. I still have 2 or 3 more laps, maybe even 4 looking at this timer. And so I still got a bit to go, but moto's gone. Like, yeah, that's probably it. And so now I go TT mode, see how many other stragglers I can pick off before they pull me off the course. all right, I catch the guy who laps earlier looked back at me saying, "You gonna go close that gap?" And so I do a pretty big effort up this hill because I'm expecting them to pull us here. I say pretty big effort, and all right, there's some watch, but it's like it's not really an effort at this point. So you can really tell how tired I am because this felt a lot harder at the time. But they say there's one more. It's like, oh no, I gotta keep going for one more. It wasn't the last one that I expected it to be, so we'll see how that turns out. Despite my best efforts, he catches up to me, and so we are now just 300 meters away. We're gonna sprint it out, it looks like. Yeah, he ends up, that's probably all of his pullback energy, and so we're going in the last turn. We're both gassed. We're fighting for 58th place right here. He's looking back, seeing when am I gonna go. I think it would have been cooler if we just agreed to both go at 200, but I'm going to go right about now. Is this it? When do I go? I think I was going to go, and then he went left, and so I had to go right. But yeah, there's the sprint. It's a sprint off. Who's going to win it? I won it by a little bit. I won 58th place, baby. Sprint off for 58th. That felt a lot harder than just 900 peak, but you know, that was the 70th minute of racing I've done today in the heat. So I'm gonna go fall in the grass over here because I'm tired.
I'm gonna fall on the floor.
Nope,
right here.
I say that too.
I'm gonna fall over.
But yeah, they pulled us because the peloton's eventually gonna catch us, and so now I'm on the floor. But yeah, that was my Cat 3-4 race. It went as
I'm all good, thank you.
went as how I expected it to go. Had a good time. Here's my stats, and if you can make it out to the Elmhurst Classic next year, I highly recommend it. It's my little home race, and so trying to get it as many people there as possible.
I'm good, thank you though.
See you next time.